Hi guys, welcome back to LPB Racing for the start of a new championship, Season 5 on Project Cars 2. This is the LPB Historic Open Wheel Championship. So the first one is the Lotus 38 at Indianapolis Oval. So we are at Indianapolis, we're going round on a formation lap, doing a single formation start as we'll get ready for the start. So it's Bidzster on pole from Spapper, then it's Andrea in third, and then Neil in fourth. So we're going around the last corner here, watching with Bidzster as we get ready for the start of this race. 23 laps, we've got a sprint race, the first one, and the second race will be a 40-minute race with pit stops. So this is a 23 lap sprint. We put an extra lap on just to do a formation lap. And we're off, revs rise, off we go. Callum moves straight to the left as we get going. So it's Bidzster from Andrea, Bidzster from Spapper, Andrea, and then we've got the rest coming through turn one now. Look for the underneath camera. Round turn one we go. TY and Neil Farmack go out a bit wider, and then we've got Growley going round in fourth place now. So fourth place for Growley. So Neil's gone backwards a little bit there. So he's got passed by Cyrex, and we've got Stevie and a few others further back. As we go down the back straight, then it's a battle for the lead with Bidzster and Spapper. Spapper on the inside in the yellow car, Bidzster on the outside in the green car. Spapper and Growley teammates this season as Bidzster goes right up wide to the wall, almost glances the wall there and goes right back to third place. Meanwhile, we watch the mid-pack. Here they come. There's Neil Farmack sliding his way around the turn four, and in the draft of Growley, TY right behind him, and a few other cars that are quite close as well. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead, the two Italians go to battle for the lead, and Bidzster goes straight to the inside. Bidzster going up the inside of Spapper and does it, and almost goes past Andrea as well. Through the first corner, we've got a few side by side further back as we go through to turn two. Andrea, Bidzster, Spapper, all very close. Bidzster in the draft of Andrea now. As we look at Growley and a few others coming back through as well. There they go, Growley, Neil on the inside there. Quite a few others close together on the further back. Stevie, Azadar, TY's further back as well. Meanwhile, Bidzster's in the lead. Bidzster's passed Andrea on the straight. Spapper and Andrea side by side now, the two Italians, and it's Bidzster in the lead in the green car, followed by Andrea and Spapper side by side through the last corner, almost banging wheels. Oh, so close. The last thing you want in an open wheel car is contact at 140 mile an hour plus. But these cars do about 190 mile an hour at the end of these straights, so not holding back these cars that were around in the 60s. So definitely going for it now. These cars are about 50 years old or plus as we go around turn two. Still Bidzster from Andrea from Spapper, then further back we've got Callum, Stevie and co. Quite close. As we look there, we've got Callum there in the blue car, right behind Neil. Growley's quite close to us. There goes Callum, passed on the straight in the draft. Then it's Growley ahead with Cyrex in fourth place. As Bidzster's gone back down to second now, Andrea did take the lead. Bidzster's back on the inside now. So Andrea right behind Bidzster, giving a good run for his money, and he's lost it. Andrea loses control of the car, goes backwards to third, sideways. What a recovery from Andrea there, as he's got a massive pack approaching him. Cyrex and co go past. Growley, everyone, brilliant stuff. Callum goes through as well. Neil Farmer's going to go through. Andrea's in the wall and he's flipped over. Oh, thank God there's catch fencing. Over goes Andrea, he's in the wall, he's reset now, but what an incident. There's more incidents there. Neil Farmack's been hit by someone as well. He's going down to the infield. He's lost it big time. Where's TY? TY's around here somewhere. Oh no, he's kept going, so we'll get a replay on both those incidents there. Okay, here's the replay what happened to Andrea then on lap 4 and 5. So going around the last corner, watch here, goes down to the inside, hits the white little curve, and then round it goes. Well, what a recovery there by Andrea. I bet that elevated his heart rate. As we go back down the straight then, as you can see, but behind there, when we look behind, you see there the other cars coming to pass him back. And then we look forward, watch here, he gets really close to the back of Growley, has to avoid, and then goes bang into the wall, and then ends up somersaulting off. Thank God for the wall and catch fencing. And then luckily it resets him up high up the banking. And then now let's have a look at what happened to Neil from on board with Callum. So we're going round the corner here, Growley goes to the inside, there's Neil. Growley comes across to Neil, and then Neil runs into Callum. Callum had nowhere to go there, but Growley did come across on Neil there and didn't give him much space. Now let's get the view from on board with Neil. So we're going down into this last corner, we're just passing Andrea on the inside, and then he goes off. And then we look here, see Growley goes towards the inside. We go towards the middle, and then Growley comes across, bang, hits us, and then leaves Callum nowhere to go. Then Neil ends up getting his spun round. There. So as we come back from that end, Bidzster and Spapper are left to tussle over first position at the front. So it's Bidzster first, Spapper second, Cyrex in third. But Spapper and Bidzster very close to each other here as they round turn 4 onto the start-finish straight again. Spapper in the draft. He's going to pull out to overtake. There we go. Round he goes on the inside, and we've got Growley and Cyrex side by side further back as well. Let's have a look at them. Cyrex and Growley. Cyrex in the white car. His teammate is Neil Farmax, so Neil Farmax gone a bit further back in this one. It's Bidzster right behind Andrea there as they go into turn two. Around turn 2, keep close to the bottom of the banking, but don't go near the white line or the grass, otherwise that's going to be not good at all. As Bidzster and Spapper then battling out for this first position. As we look back at Stevie and Callum, they're quite close back there as well. So Callum, there he's teammates with Stevie, so Stevie and Callum both teammates. They'll not want to take each other off. As we look back at Cyrex then for third place when the camera wakes up. Let's have a look at Bidzster and Spapper instead then. As we go around turn 4, brilliant race so far this one. Exactly what we want to see. So we've got this one on the oval first, and then we've got race 2 on the oval, the pit stop race after this, and then the next week is going to be Zolder, so it's going to be a good little mix of tracks. As we go into turn 1, Bidzster takes the lead again. The leaders swapping backwards and forwards here. Brilliant stuff to watch. And meanwhile at the back, Andrea and Neil have a nice little battle at the back as well. We've got TY. Oh, Stevie in the wall behind Callum there. Callum makes a little mistake. Stevie closes up, but to no avail as Growley and Cyrex then close to each other for third place. Meanwhile, Spapper and Bidzster still very close for first. All these little battles up and down the field, making it so entertaining. As we look at Cyrex then into turn 3, gets a nice run through turn 3, but Growley's in the draft, he's closing up. They want a good run through turn 4 to try and go for the back straight, but I think he's lost time there. The car slid quite a lot. Oh, that'll help. Cyrex goes into the wall, loses a bit of speed. Growley's in the draft and he goes out, and Spapper and Bidzster are side by side as well for the lead. As we go into turn 1, and it's Spapper who takes it from Bidzster, and Cyrex, I think, takes it from Growley there side by side in the background, completely side by side through the corner. Growley gets it. Growley ahead, and Growley is teammates with Spapper, so he'll want Spapper to do well up front, and he's in third, so quite good position so far in this one. As we look to the front then, Bidzster and Spapper again side by side. Bidzster's teammates Bradders, but unfortunately he's a lot further back down the field in this one. So Bradders goes further back down the field. There he is in 8th place in the other green and yellow car. There's TY just ahead of him on his own a little bit. So Bidzster and Spapper then still in. I'll try and get the cameras to work. Come on. There we go. So Bidzster from Spapper, Growley from Cyrex. Cyrex in the draft is closing up, going for the inside for turn 1. Again, this is all going to be about timing for the last lap, to try and get the right time for the last lap, and also try not to overheat that front right tyre as well. Even though the tyre pressures are put up automatically by the car setup, because we run the default setups on these. Everyone on default setup. As we go around turn 2, with Stevie now ahead of Callum, so Stevie gets ahead of Callum there. So Stevie showing his teammate who's boss here. As we look at Spapper, then he pulls out to overtake Bidzster into turn 3, goes straight through, but then he's going to go a bit wide. Bidzster will go back to the inside. Will he be able to get through for turn 4? No, he won't. He's going to stay behind, but Bidzster goes through turn 4, gets a nice run out the corner. Look at the speed. He goes straight to the outside. Spapper can't do anything about that, can't get across in time, and Bidzster goes through to the lead again. So I think they've swapped at least twice a lap here so far. Brilliant race so far in this. As we look at Andrea and Bradders in the background, they're quite close. So Andrea making his way back up the field at Bradders' expense. Bradders goes back down to 9th. And Growley and Cyrex here. There we go. Growley still trying to keep with Cyrex. Cyrex ahead now. So it's still Spapper and Growley in 2nd and 3rd for their team. So obviously we've got quite a few more teams in this season, because in your first season in LPB racing you can't go in a team, you've got to go independent to see how fast you are, and just to prove that you're going to be committed to the races, and then we put you in a team the one after. So just to quickly run through the teams then, we've got Bidzster and Bradders in the 2 green cars there. Obviously that's just the colour for this week. Obviously the colours can change, but the teams will stick to a similar colour so we can spot them easier. So Bidzster and Bradders in the 2 green cars. Where's Growley gone? Where's Growly gone? Growly's gone backwards here somewhere. Where's he gone? He's right at the back. Let's get an onboard. He's lost it. There he is. He's gone completely. So Growly's made a big error there. So we'll get a replay on that. Okay, here's the replay. What happened to Cyrix and Growly from the outside then? So we're going down on lap 10, down towards turn 3 off the back straight. Returning, see Cyrix grabs the wall there, and then it hits a rut in the wall, and bang! Growly hits him and then lands on his wheels, luckily, and just gets across over the line before the other cars come through. Okay, now let's have a look at that now from on board with Cyrix. So watch here, we're quite close to the wall as it is. Then watch here as we go towards the corner. For some reason we start drifting to the right, to the right, to the right, to the right, and then we hit the wall, and then hit some kind of rut in the wall, and we over, and now we're racing the wrong way, then we quickly get across the track before TY comes, and very dangerous. You should have stayed up on the banking really, just to stay where we were, but very dangerous. Okay, let's have a look at that now from on board with Growly. So we're going down to turn 3, watch Cyrix, hits the wall, and it surprises us, bang, and we have nowhere to go. We hit him sideways onto the grass, and then as we get the power down, we spin again on towards the track. There's TY, and then we quickly get out of the way. But that was very... Okay, here's the aftermath of that incident, something else that we missed, and then we watched here, rejoining down the service road, and then Cyrix for some reason hits the back of Growly and then makes him spin round again, almost causing more incidents. As we come back from that replay then, Callum inherits 3rd position, and then Stevie in 4th, so the 2 teammates still battling it out as Callum goes ahead. Bidzster and Spapper still battling out, so it's Bidzster and Bradders in one team, then it's Spapper and Growly in the other team who we've just seen go further back. Callum and Stevie are together as well. There they are, Callum and Stevie in the 2 cars there. Callum and Stevie teammates in this one. TY is teammates with Stacker, who was unfortunately not able to make this race tonight, but he'll be back next week. Andrea, there he's teammates with Blakeney, who again is going to be able to hopefully be back next week due to a few internet teething problems. And then we've got Neil Farmack. There he is, Neil Farmack. Where the camera? There we go. There's Neil Farmack. He's teammates with Cyrix, who's running back in 9th now. So Cyrix back in 9th now after that incident we saw earlier. So Bidzster then and Spapper battling out for the lead. The best battle on track now, and it's for the lead as we reach the halfway point in this race. Bidzster goes to the outside in the green car, yellow car, Spapper on the inside. And Bidzster's going to try and go right round the outside here, but can't quite make it stick as Spapper then takes the ordinary racing line. As Bidzster, oh wow! Lost it big on the back end that time, so turned into the corner way too hard there, and he's lost a bit of time to Spapper now, but luckily he's still within drafting range and he should still be able to keep up there. As we look at Callum and Stevie then, the 2 teammates here. Will Stevie go for an overtake into turn 1, or is he not going to bother? He drafts right up to the back of Callum, and I don't think he's going to bother passing him. Look, almost 2 cars as one into the corner. Stevie can't turn in as much because of the draft off the other car in front, but gets to turn in eventually. Let's look at Bradders and Cyrix then. Cyrix on a comeback here, trying to get up to Bradders. There goes Bradders in the green and yellow car. A lot of lock on that car, but that's because he's on the controller. And he's not doing bad. As we look at TY then in 5th place, he's moved up to 5th after the other demise of the other guys. Neil Farmack there is being caught by Bradders slowly, and obviously Cyrix catching Bradders here. This could be for an overtake. As we go down to turn 3, drafting down the straight, Cyrix is going to move out, is he? Yes, moves to the inside, Bradders gives him space. As we go around, Cyrix should be able to get the corner, and he does. Bradders goes right out near the wall and just avoids it. So Bradders back down to 9th place, Cyrix back up to 8th. As we look back at Bidzster and Spapper then gets the lead, and Bidzster's still trying to get round him. Really good battle this between Spapper and Bidzster. Spapper relatively new to LPB racing. He's only been with us for a couple of seasons so far, but really relishing in how good he is and showing what he's made of here at Indianapolis. So proving once and for all that he can turn left a lot better than he can turn right. As we go down to turn 4, round turn 4, Spapper opts for a more upwards the line. Or should I say upper banking line? I'll get my words out so far. Yeah, get my words out at some point. As we go across the line, so Spapper going for a wider line round the corners. Bidzster favouring the inside line, but here he's going to have to adapt because he's going to try and go around the outside of Spapper here. He's not going to make it around the outside, surely no, but he's not. Oh, I thought we were going to try around the outside then. That would have been a bit messy if it did, but just trying to put the pressure on Spapper, trying to put the car left, right in the mirrors, just trying to make it visible. As we go down to turn 3, this car, the old Jim Clark Lotus that he won Indianapolis in, the Lotus 38, fantastic car built by Colin Chapman, and one of the best cars he's probably made, I think, outside Europe. But yeah, brilliant car it is, and it's been a pleasure to drive this car. As we'll go around the last corner, and Bidzster in the draft of Spapper, you can see the cockpits more to one side on the open wheel. That's just to help benefit the banking. As Bidzster goes out from behind Spapper, pulls out to overtake, up the inside, into turn 1, spit a flame from the exhaust, just to cover Spapper's visor full of oil, and then round up to turn 2, and now Bidzster gets a little bit wobbly at that corner and goes to the inside to defend a little bit. He thought he just made a mistake like Spapper just did there. Spapper's made a little mistake there, but he's lost a bit of time, but he's still within drafting range, so as long as he does a few good, decent laps, he should be able to catch back up. Meanwhile, Callum's still in 3rd place in the battle of the team. So Callum leads Stevie for the battle for the podium. And then it's TY in 5th. Andrea's making his way back up, he's in 6th place now. Neil Farmack in 7th. Cyrex in 8th, so Neil and Cyrex close together as well in this. Arzadar further back with Bradders, so there's Arzadar, he's ahead of Bradders now. Bradders goes back to 9th, and Growley after that off we saw earlier, with a bit of a bent nose on that car, all the way back in 11th place. So a couple of cars short. We should really have 13 cars, but unfortunately Stacker not able to make this week due to work commitments, and Blakeney unable to make it due to moving house and having internet trouble. So that's why they're not on this time. But Bidzster ahead of Spapper, but look, Spapper has closed in like I said he would. Just needs to keep behind and keep in the draft, and he'll stick with him. Lap 17 out of 24 here then. Round to turn 4 we go. Spapper closing with every wheel turn. Out of the last corner onto the straight. Lovely line there from Spapper, gets right into the draft of Bidzster here, and he's probably going to look for an overtake. Let's go on board with Spapper as he closes up to pass Bidzster. As we look to the roof cam, there he goes, he's passed him. Runs a bit wide though, but he's not going to get, Bidzster ain't going to get back through, or is he? Because Bidzster's gone back through on the inside, so Bidzster goes back through there. Brilliant move there from Bidzster, so he gets past and then repasses. So really close stuff here at the front. It's been less than a second all race, and that's how we hope it's going to stay until the finish. So it's going to be a really close battle as we look at Callum and Stevie then. Still Callum ahead of Stevie. Stevie quite content to sit behind his teammate for now, as they go around turn 3. They're only 4 seconds off the leaders, so if the leaders do make a big mistake here, that could mean that they close up. Meanwhile, Andrea is all over the back of the gearbox of TY, who was struggling a bit on the oval, I think, as we go around here. I think he's on the controller looking at the lock on the car. Definitely on the controller looking at the lock. And oh, he hits the wall, TY, and he's off. Oh, what a recovery. Oh, wow, what a recovery. But Andrea takes 5th place, and TY makes a mistake and goes back down to 6th place. As we go back to the leader then, Bidzster, oh, Spapper must have made a mistake somewhere, because he's gone back by 9/10. It's almost a second now. That's the biggest the gap's ever been. So Spapper must have made a mistake somewhere. We'll get a replay. Right, here's a replay of what's caused Spapper to go backwards from Bidzster and lose the toe. Going out of turn 4, he goes really wide and I know it doesn't look like much, but he glances the wall, lifts right off the power, and then goes back on it. But by that time, Bidzster's got enough of a gap. As we come back from that then, let's have a look further back down the order. 9th place, Arzadar Blade with Bradders behind him. Bradders goes for the inside and, pulls out at the last minute, but he was going to go for it, but I think Arzadar was always going to shut the door there as we go around turn 3. So Arzadar Blade goes round there. He's supposed to be in a team with Footman, but I'm not sure if Footman's returning this season yet, so we'll see. So Arzadar running independent for now, as I think we saw a few changes for position there. Was that Callum and Stevie having a little bit of a change there? But no, Callum's still in front from Stevie, so it must have been a little, he must have gone ahead and then backed off a little bit and thought better of it. But they are now 2.5 seconds behind Spapper, so not much of a gap as we look on board. There's Spapper in the distance. We can see that yellow dot in the distance. That's Spapper, with Bidzster just going around that corner ahead as well, so they're not much in it. As we go round turn 3 then. There goes TY. He's still in 6th place. Neil in 7th. Cyrex in 8th. He's closed up on his teammate, but not close enough to make the move. Bradders is back ahead of Arzadar Blade. They're having a good battle back here as well, as Arzadar comes out the draft of Bradders to overtake him down the straight and with ease. Straight past, and then he's going to tuck in for the line. Bradders will have to lift off or go for the inside, whichever one you want to do. But Bradders looks for the inside. Arzadar said no you don't, and takes a good line into the corner and keeps the speed as he goes dangerously close to the wall on the outside. Oh, that was close. As you go around the last corner then, Bradders gets a good run, but he's going to run wide here, but he's just about held on to it. Now he's back in the draft. Down the straight. Arzadar keeps centre of the road, just intending that if you're going to go around me, Sunshine, they're going the long way. As we go into first corner, Arzadar Blade favouring the outside line a bit more than Bradders. Bradders a bit more confident to go to the inside. Again, that could be just driving style, because both are just equally as quick as we can see from there. As Bradders then gets in the draft off of turn 2, let's see if he can close up. Arzadar moves to the left to signify that he's defending the line and not letting Bradders get much of a draft. So good tactical driving here by Arzadar Blade, but Bradders goes around the outside anyway and says, stuff that up, you jumper. And Bradders gets ahead and takes 9th place. Meanwhile, in the lead on lap 22 of 24, it's Bidzster in the lead of this race then from Spapper, who's 2 seconds behind now. So Bradders has fallen really back, and he's actually closer to Callum than he is to Bidzster. Callum within reach of Spapper here, and I think he's within drafting range, because that gap was coming down a little bit. So we'll have to see, as we've got a couple of laps left in this race. As Cyrex is right behind Neil now on the back straight, so Cyrex right behind Neil. As we go down the straight, the two teammates battling at it. I don't think there'll be any team orders here, because it's the first race in the season, so there shouldn't be anyway. As we go around the turn 3, and Cyrex still behind his teammate, going really close to the wall, using all the track he can. Cyrex loves these ovals. He was really good in the NASCAR races here that we had, and obviously at home when he turns left. As we go on the straight then, Neil defends from Cyrex a little bit more. As we go over the start-finish line then, Neil, Cyrex, and then we're looking back at Arzadar and Bradders around here somewhere. Oh, Arzadar's lost it in a big way. Arzadar's lost it in a big way. Is it Arzadar or is it Bradders? No, Bradders, sorry. It's Bradders, I do apologise. It is Bradders that's lost it. And TY goes through. So TY's made a mistake somewhere as well, because he went back down the order. So we'll get a replay on TY's incident first, and then Bradders. Okay, here's the first replay, what happened to TY. So he goes round turn 4 towards the curb on the inside, loses it completely and hits the wall. Then goes across the other side and decides to make friends with the other wall, and then gets going, but by that time he's lost the place to Neil Farmack. There he goes, and then he rejoins up to speed. The second incident that happened to TY, and it was quite a big one as we go around turn 4. So we're going wide, bang, hits the wall, then over we go, flip, sky, ground, and then land on top of the fence. And then we eventually find first gear. Oh, he stalled the engine. He's going to try and start the engine again, but by this time we see Bradders' car flying through the air. I'm trying to get a good camera on that, but yeah, Bradders' car flies through the air in his incident, but we'll have a look at his second. Okay, now here's a look at what happened to Bradders. So round here, and it's almost a carbon copy of what happened to TY. Gets on the power too early, bang, hits the wall, and then almost exactly the same thing, except a bit more dramatic than TY's, and then luckily Growly goes through, just avoiding the incident, and then there goes Bradders, and there goes TY. So as we come back from that then, Bidzster's about to start the last lap of his race then, after all that chaos. So Bidzster on lap 24, on to his last lap of the race. Spapper 2.7 seconds behind, with Callum 1.1 seconds behind him. And then Stevie's not far behind his teammate. Neil and Cyrex are still battling for their positions as well. So where's Bradders? There he is. Bradders is there. There's TY, is a bit further ahead, and there's Bidzster. So Bidzster further behind. I would imagine he'd let Bradders finish off his lap. He'll not want to lap his teammate if he can avoid it. As we look at Spapper, and look at them all close together. Spapper's got Callum closing up behind, and Stevie. As we go towards the line then, it's going to be Bidzster who takes the first win of the season. So Bidzster's going to take the first win of the season. We've got a car stopped on the last corner. Is that Bradders? I think he's lagging like hell. But Bradders lags like hell, but he's just made it over the line. Bidzster wins the race. Well done to Bidzster. Victory at Indianapolis in the sprint race. Spapper just second from Callum on the line. Stevie a well-deserved fourth there, so a good team result for Callum and Stevie. Andrea's going to come through for a good recovery drive in 5th place. Well done to Andrea. Neil Farmack and Cyrex on the line. It's going to be close between the two teammates. Cyrex is going to pull out for a go, but he pushed his teammate across the line. Neil 6th, Cyrex 7th. Good race by them two. And here's Arzadar. Crowley's lost it in the background on the last lap. There's Arzadar's around here somewhere. There's Crowley. There he is, he's resetting. So Arzadar comes across the line then for 8th position. Growley is going to be... Oh, he's gone back down behind TY as well. TY's lost it as well on the last lap. Oh, everything happening on this last lap. So it's going to be Growley from Bradders. Growley just gets across the line before Bradders gets there. So Growley from Bradders, 9th and 10th. And TY losing it on the last lap. Where is he? He's here somewhere. He's just getting the car turned round. And he'll be going up to the line. So unlucky for TY there. We'll get a replay on that now. Okay, here's the replay. What happens to Growley then? So he goes out this corner. Goes up towards the wall, brushes the wall. There's a little bit of an anchor that sticks out there, and then up and over onto his roof. And then he's got to try and reset the car here somehow. There he goes, resets the car, and then gets going. But here comes TY. Watch TY. TY comes through. There he goes. But he does the same as before, goes wide, and then bang, goes straight around onto the guardrail and ends up facing the wrong way. So as we come back from that, then we'll just get those results confirmed for you now, guys. Okay guys, after a dramatic start to the season, here's the results. So Bidzster wins that one. Well done to Bidzster. Spapper gets 2nd place. And then it's 3rd place for Callum. 4th is Stevie. 5th is Andrea, as we just go over the page. Neil in 6th. Cyrex finishes in 7th place. Arzadar in 8th, luckily on the last lap because of Growley's misfortune, and Bradders as well. So Growley in 9th, Bradders in 10th, and TY rounds off the 11. So as we come back from that then, there is the winner of the race. Bidzster, who's just coming into the pit lane there in the green and yellow car. There he is there, Bidzster. And we'll see you guys next time for race 2. Take care, guys.